This is Character Asked It. You already know Character did it. I'm here with SniperMoneyLee. Bro, tell me about yourself, man. How old are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm 18 from Florida. I was born in Florida, Tallahassee. I make music and I'm about to go to college for film and editing.
Okay. What college?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna start at a community college, PHSC.
How long have you been making music?
I want to say about 3 years.
Okay.
About three
And
years.
you said you're 17?
No, 18.
18? Okay. So you started when you're 15 years old. What made you start music?
So it happened right when quarantine came around.
Okay.
And I was just like bored, so I started writing lyrics, and I wrote some lyrics, and I was like, I got some talent, so let me try it out. So then I started on my phone, started on my Android with my gaming headset, and started making music. And I was like, okay, let's see what I can do. And then ever since then, got a studio and all.
Nice. So you got a little home studio?
Yeah, I got a little home studio.
Okay. What keeps you going making music?
I'd say ever since what keeps me going still till today.
Yeah.
So recently I've had some family members that have passed away. So I feel like this is a good way for me to cope, by making music, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Hard times.
For sure. So do you use that in your music?
Yeah, I have a little bit.
What tell me about, I haven't heard much of your music. I've heard, you sent me that you have one out, right?
Yeah, I have one out on all platforms, and then I have more on my YouTube, but yeah.
So what is what's your standard topic when you're writing?
It all depends on how I'm feeling, but I make a little bit of drill, some sad songs, a bunch of all.
Okay. What's your process of making a song?
What do you mean? Oh, my process? Okay, so first I find a beat, then I usually try to practice a little bit. I do it a few times I record, and then I start freestyling. Because I like to freestyle. I'm good at freestyling, to be honest.
Okay. You freestyle most of your songs?
Yeah, most of them, and they actually come out pretty good. But usually I go a few times before I like what I hear.
So when you freestyle a song, do you freestyle the whole verse, or do you kind of go bar to bar? You lay one bar down and then you come in on the next bar, like that, or is it just one long?
I do a little bit of both.
Okay. What are some of the accomplishments that you've seen
that I've made?
Yeah.
I mean, I've made it past 400 subscribers on YouTube. I mean, I get a decent amount of views. And to be honest, my first song on Spotify is doing pretty good. It's got over 200 streams.
Hey, bro, that's not bad. For real, for 18-year-old, just start putting your first song out there, bro. You'd be proud of that,
Yeah, because shout out to Dope. You know Dope, right? In our group chat. Shout out to Dope. His playlist is actually pretty good.
All right, bet. That's cool. That's cool as hell. Tell me about some of the obstacles you faced.
Some of the obstacles, in music, or just in general in life?
Well, okay, it's funny because that is the response that I've gotten from everyone when I asked this question, and I would change the question, but I think that's a funny thing because aren't they the same thing? Life is always going to affect your music, and music is always going to affect your life.
I mean, some obstacles I have faced is some people hating on my music, and then some people talking shit. So it's just a little bit of all.
How does that affect you?
How does it affect me?
Yeah, all the hate.
All the hate, I just look at it and I just laugh in their face, and if it's over social media, I just block them ASAP. I'm like, you're not worth my time. I'm not just going to argue with you.
That's the best way to do it. There's no reason to just go back and forth with somebody. It's just it's not worth your time, like you said.
Yeah, someone was texting me today. They're like, "Oh, you're not a fan. You're not famous. No one knows you." And I'm just like, "Okay, LOL." And then I just block them. I'm like, no one's got time for you. No one said that I am. Not everybody's famous. I didn't say I was famous. And it's funny because everybody in Hernando County knows me, and she lives in Hernando County too, so she's just probably just hating.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, when you're on a grind, you make people who are not on a grind uncomfortable.
For real.
What mistakes have you made?
Mistakes? I'd say, I mean, there's been some times where I've dissed people and then they want to come fight me, but bruh, they're little kids. Come on now. Like, it's not, let's not say little kids, but like some high schoolers, and I'm now 18, and I'm just like, you can go ahead and hit me all you want. I'm not going to hit back because I'm 18.
Gotcha. Um, how did you get that following on YouTube?
That following, it's just like basically all my friends who have like supported me and like shared me all over, and it's gotten pretty big. And then once I started getting into these group chats and I met Underground Hype Club, shout out to them. They're really good help. It helped me build a lot.
Okay, cool, awesome. What does success look like with your music to you? What do you want?
Success.
What do you hope music brings?
I'm hoping to eventually make some songs with some pretty big artists out there, like maybe Rod Wave. Hopefully, maybe it all just depends.
So you would say like a sign of success for you in your music would be getting the chance to work with some of the artists that you want to work with.
Yes, pretty much. Like I would love to work with artists of all different genres because then I could say I'm versatile. I can do a little bit of all.
No doubt. Okay, that's cool. That's a unique goal. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and all right, so tell me a little bit about you personally, though. I like what's something unique about yourself that most people don't know.
That most people don't know. I mean, I did have a hard life back then. My parents separated, and to be honest, like it was hard for me. So like I would always lash out on everybody else about it, and like I was actually sent to a program when I was like I want to say maybe 10, and I've been home ever since eighth grade year.
Really?
So after that, after being in our program like twice, it's actually helped out a lot.
Okay. What is that? So you've been homeschooled since eighth grade.
No, like a program means like I was sent to a mental hospital.
Okay. Okay. I thought you said since eighth. Okay, I misunderstood.
No,
Um,
you're good. You're good.
that's a that's a tough thing to deal with, bro. And I would imagine, you said that you've lost some family members recently, and music has helped you
hmm
kind of cope. And for people, I trust me, I've had my emotional battles. I have PTSD. I have it all, and that's why I started making music because I had so much shit dancing around in my head all day long that I had to get it out. And I'd imagine that you would kind of experience the same thing if you've gone through all of that.
Yes, I do.
I would encourage you to really open up about that kind of stuff in your music. That if honesty and vulnerability in music is what can change lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're young. And I don't want this question to offend you or anything.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
But would you say what you say in your music is true?
Some of it is yes, some of it is not. To be honest,
Right. So and there's bro,
and like everybody
you're not
makes
the
some
only
stuff
one.
in their
You're
music
not
that.
exactly everybody. Absolutely. Especially in the indie community. I mean, none of us have chains and nice cars and money, but everybody talking about it.
Yeah,
Um,
like even some people in our group chats that we're in, they do it. I mean, it's there's nothing wrong with it.
no, absolutely, absolutely. And but I guess what I want to talk about is I'm not able to do that. When I make music, but I make music for much different reasons than most people. I don't ever plan on doing anything with it. I don't push it. I don't get people to listen. Like there's a few songs on Spotify. I have a shit ton on SoundCloud, but it's songs for me. It's songs I listen to when I'm in my car and I like it. Most people don't, but it that doesn't bother me. But because of the reason that I make music, I've sat there and tried to write like a brag track. I got this money, I got these bitches around me, and like I get like 3 bars in, bro, and I can't even put myself there. I can't pretend I'm someone else. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I feel you.
how do you put yourself, or is it just kind of like almost mimicking the idea of what you hear in the songs that you listen to all the time anyway?
Yeah, it's probably just a mimicking of all the songs, and you're just like, oh, let's try it.
Okay, why 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 do you do that?
I don't know. I mean, like, it just, I don't know. It sounds cool, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I mean, like, copying what other artists do, I feel like it starts to build up, it builds up your community, which then you can change into talking about real life stuff.
No doubt. Absolutely. And is that something that you think you would probably do?
Yeah, I would start out like that, and then, like, eventually I'll go into more deeper shit.
Okay, so that is a really really interesting point, and just for the sake of the real that I would imagine from that moment, say that again for me in like a concise term of like, if you don't mind, of saying, uh, would you mind saying that you do put say things on your tracks that aren't necessarily true?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, all right. So, all right, say for me, like, say the sentence. I do put stuff in my tracks that aren't necessarily true, but I do that because I think that if you mimic what's popular, you'll gain a following, and then after that, I would be able to start putting myself in my music. Can
So,
you
like,
say
I
that for
feel
me?
like myself, I do put stuff in my music that is not always true, but I feel like that way of mimicking what other artists do will build my community, and then from my music, and then I can transfer over to all my deep stuff in life.
No, that is a really interesting way to look at it. I've always kind of wondered what makes people, talk about things aren't true.
Hmm.
We know guys that talk about having money that they don't have, but that's the most logical answer that I could have imagined for that question for real. That's a it's a mindset you can't argue with. I mean, it's
Yeah.
props to that. Anything else that you'd like to share about yourself? Anything you've gone through? Anything that you are going through? Do you want to talk about your family members that have passed and how it's affected you?
I mean, my great grandma did die like a few years ago, and I mean, it has been hard for me, but like, I'm fighting through it. And to be honest, it's hard for all of us in this house that I live in. It's hard for my mom, it's hard for everyone. And now that my mom is actually um getting diagnosed with like some sicknesses and stuff, that's kind of hard too, because like she has to go to the hospital once a week to get procedures done, and it's just like it's gonna be hard for me and my sister because she won't always like. There's gonna be that one day at home when she won't be home. She'll be at the hospital getting procedures, and then she'll be brought home. It's a lot on our plate in this house.
Sure, sure. No, I mean, and does that affect how much time you have to make music?
I wouldn't say it affects me. Like, what really affected me on making having time to make music was school. But now that I have just graduated, yesterday was well, I haven't graduated. I haven't had my graduation yet, but I just had my last day of school yesterday. So now I have way more time to be active in those chats and all and make
Hell yeah!
music.
All right. Well, congrats for graduating, bro. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Unless there's anything else that you want to say, talk about anything else, any songs you got coming up or video, whatever.
Oh yeah, everybody go pre-save my song coming out soon. Trippy shit. Pre-save. I will put the link in all chats. It's dropping June 1st.
All right, bet. There you go, man. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about, that's all I
Not
got.
really.
All right, bet, man. It was a good talk. I enjoyed it.
Good. Thank you for interviewing me.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you soon.